Gilded chocolate truffle thumbprint cookies.
Let's see what's cooking. It's time for yoyomax12.
Hello everyone, starting off with a medium-sized bowl and 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Add to that a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder and then a pinch of salt. I gave that a little stir and then I added in 1/3 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Now because cocoa powder is often lumpy, I put it through my sifter first and then thoroughly blended it into the flour mixture. Now these will be the dry ingredients, so once that's stirred up, put it aside and then take another bowl and add to that 1/2 cup of butter that's been softened and 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. Stir it together until it is light and fluffy. Add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1 egg yolk. Stir that until well blended, and now we're going to add in the dry ingredients. Now the recipe indicates to stir it in until just combined. Now you're going to find this is going to be kind of dry looking, so stir it in as well as you can and then just use your hands to bring it all together into a dough ball. And once you have that, take a tablespoon and take rounded tablespoonfuls of the dough, roll it between your hands and then put it on a cookie sheet that's been greased or covered with a silicone mat. Then hold it with 2 fingers and press into it, making a deep well in the center with an index finger. Go around, pat all the way around to make sure all the cracks are sealed up and it's nice and smooth. And as you can see, this makes a very small batch of cookies. So if you want a large batch, you may want to double the recipe. Then bake these at 350 degrees for about 11 minutes until they are dry looking and they are set. Now when I took these out of the oven, I used a wooden spoon while they were still hot just to deepen the well a little bit so there was lots of room to put the truffle filling. And then you let them cool completely. Now these are called gilded thumbprints because they have a little gold covering on them. And the recipe asks for edible gold decorating dust, and all I could find was this Wilton pearl dust in gold. Now what you do with this is you need to take the pearl dust and mix it with something to paint it on the cookies, and you can use lemon extract or clear vanilla extract, or you could use a little bit of vodka, and that's what I did. That's about equal amounts of gold powder and vodka in that little container. Then I used a paintbrush. Now this is a paintbrush that I use exclusively for food. You can also use a very small pastry brush if you have one. And then just paint on the edible gold glitter onto the cookies in stripes. Now, of course, you don't have to go through the center of the cookie because the center will be filled with the truffle filling. So just paint up all your cookies and then allow them to dry. Now for the truffle filling, that is 1/3 of a cup of chocolate chips, 2 tablespoons of milk or cream. I put mine in the microwave for about a minute until the milk was nice and hot, and then stir until the chocolate is melted and smooth. Now, if you don't want to do this in the microwave, you can also do it in a double boiler on the stove. Then take the truffle or the chocolate ganache filling and just fill the center of each of your cookies with it. And then you can put these in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes or so until the centers are set. And they will set up very nicely, but they won't get really, really hard. So it makes a very pleasant cookie to eat. Now here are my completed cookies, and I was pretty happy with the way they turned out. I think they look pretty cool, but not quite as cool as the ones in the magazine. The ones in the magazine had a very, very bright gold color to them, and I don't know if that's just the photography they used, or they used a completely different product that just had a nicer gold color to it. Either way, they didn't quite turn out like the picture in the magazine, but they're pretty awesome cookies. They aren't overly sweet and they have a nice crunch to them, and that filling in the middle, it just makes them amazing. The pearl dust itself has no flavor, and don't worry about using vodka on cookies. It will evaporate when the cookies dry, so you won't get anyone drunk by serving them these cookies. I promise. If you don't like the looks of the gold or you can't find it, then maybe go ahead and just use some white chocolate drizzle before filling the centers. That would work too. Now these gilded chocolate truffle thumbprints will go onto my cookie playlist. If you like the whole idea of thumbprint cookies, I have 2 others on my channel. I have these red velvet thumbprint cookies, and I also have these rosemary orange thumbprint cookies, which are just so amazingly good. So if you're interested, go ahead and click right on your screen or see the links to these videos in the description box below. Thanks for watching.